Cloud. Okay. So first and foremost, people, we are going to start with the breakdown of why I'm saying gold can sell. Now, I do actually look at my support and resistance. To be fair, I look from the highest time frames, from the monthly to the weekly to the daily, and then I go down even into the 4 hour as well. But I use my support and resistance mainly on the weekly time frame. This is something I do teach in the monthly VIP service, and there is a 4 confluence entry video that actually go over explaining these things. Literally, it's very, very, very simple in order for you to be able to do this type of stuff. Just give me 1 second, people. 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. The second I start the Zoom, this is when I get a phone call, an important one. 1 second, people. I'll be here with you. Hello, I'm back, people. Sorry about that. Important phone call. Okay, so yeah, as I was explaining, I use my time frame analysis for my support and resistance. I mainly focus on the weekly time frame because this is what I love to actually look for when I'm looking for setups. Um, so now when we're at this point here, everybody's calling me. The second I start a Zoom call, this is people, I'm busy. I'm busy. So you're getting me here on a good one. I'm very busy. I got a lot of stuff to do outside of Forex. I kid you not. So anyway, so that is what I love to look for because I start to see that there's strength when I'm looking for towards that time frame. And again, I explain all of this in a monthly mentorship. So what I've seen is that price action is giving me a nice idea that there is a possible resistance from this level here on from a weekly perspective. That is telling me that there are more sell orders that could be coming into the market. Now, for the people that do trade gold and have seen my confluence video on gold, of course, that is the basic level of what I'm going to give you. Because in the end of the day, obviously, we all put a lot of hours into what we're doing here. And obviously, time is money. As you can see again, my phone is ringing literally non-stop while I'm trying to do the Zoom call. So what I'm actually showing you here, the next part of where we see the breakdown is when we see the daily break of structure here. So there was a daily break of structure that actually happened on the chart right over here. Where are we at? I just want to get my tool out right here. So there was a daily break of structure right here, guys and girls, in the market. Boom. Right there. And that is what I've already shown you in the YouTube video of how to mark out gold using the path tool up and down. So you'll be able to know that the reason why this is a break of structure here. If anybody that does watch this, because this is going to be added to YouTube, anybody that does watch this and they want to understand more about how I understand breaks of structure, I've given away a very good way to identify the trend and the structure breaks on any single pair in the market using the path tool on TradingView, which is this tool here that does this. And that video is on YouTube for free. So if you want that, you can just message me and I'll send it to you. That's no problem whatsoever. If I get a chance, I'll link it in this video. If not, you can easily just message me. And if not, I'll put in the description below of this video. So again, we had the daily break of structure here. So that was giving us a stronger confluence of sell trades coming into the market. Now, when we're looking at this perspective from here, we haven't had a daily break of structure. The last one was all the way in February, guys and girls. We haven't had a bearish daily break of structure. So really and truly, when I was telling you guys and girls to actually look for sells on gold, it was kind of just trying to get an impulsive version of this, trying to get your sell entry. But there was nothing wrong from the strategy, and this is what I've said. And it does shock me because not a lot of people were following through with this. And again, this is something people will charge you a lot of money for the information I'm giving you. If you paid attention to the bullish break of structures here, you could see how many buy trades came in with buys and demand demand retests on the daily and 4 hour time frame for continuation. So there is no reason based on that video I'm explaining to you that nobody shouldn't have been able to catch multiple buy entries here in order to flip accounts, in order to pass prop firm challenges, and in order to just have successful buy trades. It all worked the same as that way we would have waited for this sell setup that we're seeing here, but with the buy setups. So we never saw a daily bearish break of structure for almost, what is this, to March, April, May. So for almost 3 months, let's just call it 2 months, there was no daily break of structure, bearish, yeah? Now we had this one here. We've had a rejection on the weekly time frame, also telling me. So this is why in the free Telegram group, the link for that will be in the description below as well. I had a clear explanation this week, which anyone that does follow me and is a patient trader, I cannot deal with impatient traders. I don't want to know you. You're not my business. You can go somewhere else. If you're a patient trader, you would have just had to patiently wait for that setup. And then you can see straight away when we got to this point, again, we had our rejection from the weekly time frame, which I explained in the monthly mentorship how to pay attention to that. And then what we see here, we see the bearish daily break of structure. Now, after the bearish daily break of structure, what did we also have here? So if we just go here, I'm just going to remove these drawings and add them back. Let's remove this, remove drawings. Boom. I'm going to go back to that after. After this daily break of structure we had here, what do we have next? I waited, I saw this has happened, and I've gone even from a daily time frame. I'm just waiting for an FVG to form here. So when I've seen this FVG here, boom, close with this candle here. Just take this out. I'm going to put that back in. We've seen that there's a possible FVG setup that's happened in this area here, which is a bearish where are we? Which is a daily bearish FVG right over here. So that is telling me that sell orders are definitely getting placed in the market. Not only have we seen the resistance as form on the weekly time frame, we've seen a daily break of structure. That's two confluences of sell trades coming in. And now we've seen a daily bearish FVG. That's like, hey, what you waiting for? We're looking to sell right now. That's what's happening. That's what they're telling you. So I've seen that as well. So this is why I was telling people from last week to this week that, hey, start to look for your sell trade setups. So now we've seen those three confluences of sell orders being placed in the market. What else was there to do this week? So by the time it came into Tuesday, what do we see here? We see this massive sell candle, and this is when you saw me starting to place my profits on this trade setup. And this is the same as that thing that we actually saw on the indexes as well. It was looking in the same type of format for you to sell. Now, obviously, NFP is in a few minutes, so I won't be able to go into the indexes straight away. But I'm just trying to break the process down for you guys and girls so you can see it. So everybody that has been here, I know there's some stops and starts. Do you understand the basic idea of what I'm saying? If you can just put a Y in the chat. It was a very simple confluence. I had 3 ideas of possible sells. The last one was the FVG. That was giving me an idea of it. And then now I was looking for my continuations of my sells. So can I have some new people in the chat that is here today that's not in the monthly mentorship so they can understand the basics? Because in the end of the day, I am really trying to help people that are not, that don't have the finances to pay for subscriptions for people and stuff like that. I'm actually trying to help you guys and girls so you can get your, what we call in the UK, we call it grub stake. So you can get your money up basically. So you can join these servers, you can do this. But in order for you to do that, you can't be a person that is waiting on information but doesn't actually take on board the information when somebody's giving it to you. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So you can obviously make the money to join these services. You know, it's not always about someone just giving you winning trade, winning trade. I'm only able to do what I'm able to do because I took the hours out, people, the hours, falling asleep at chairs or behind the computer to figure this out. So anyway, now because NFP is coming in a few moments, we're going to pay more attention to that. So we need for gold to actually continue to sell. We want news to be positive. That's what we want it to be. So NFP release has to be positive for it to sell, and for it to buy, it will be negative. Now, you might be asking me why. So when we're looking at our NFP releases here, where are we? Here. Is there any other news after this? There is still news. So it might not entirely sell. So you want any of this news right now that you can see here, high impact, even medium as well. You want it to all be positive in order for gold to continue to sell, especially obviously NFP release. If it's negative, then they can now go back up for a stop hunt buy. So when we go back over to this pair, I'm looking at the daily time frame now. I can't see no more FVGs on this time frame here for the continuation of the sell apart from here. I'm just going to go over to the weekly time frame. Oops, let me go here so I can get my drawings back. Yep. I'm going to go back over to the weekly time frame and see anything here. I don't see nothing over there. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour time frame now and here. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that they've created an FVG here right now, which they've already rejected off of for this continuation of the sell. So this being placed here is telling us that there is a possibility already of news being positive for the continuation of the sell, because yesterday with news, they obviously placed a order in the market. So what I'm teaching VIPs is that FVGs, fair value gaps, are actually fundamental analysis on a technical analysis chart. I'm going to say that again. It's actually fundamental analysis, which is news analysis on a technical chart. So we can see there's an FVG here telling us that they've placed sell orders on the 4-hour chart here. I'm just going to mark that up real quick. I'm trying to be as quick as possible before NFP comes out. Boom. Now, this is the only things I can see. So in terms of why it can continue to sell from here straight away. Now, we have already had a liquidity grab of this 4-hour low here, which is more than likely a daily low. So price action has stopped there. Now, I can already see on the daily chart, there's actually a daily support that's formed here. So realistically, we need price action, and that's because of this area here. We can see the daily candle has gone here and has rejected off of this area as well. So there is a daily support that's actually come at this level here, right here. So realistically, what would be a better sell trade setup instead of being impulsive in the market right now is to actually wait for price action. Yeah, just so you know, guys and girls, is to actually wait for price action to break through this area, pull back into whatever FVG it creates, and then continue to sell after that. Just give me 1 second, people. So that is something that is a bit better for you to see in the market right now. That is a safer trade setup. Let's go for our safer trade setup before we go for the impulsive. So you'd like to see a break of this low, a pullback into a fair value gap, preferably on the 4-hour or daily chart, and then you would like to see a continuation of the move. So can I get some whys in the chat if they understand that? Because that could start to take place from next week. You understand? It might even be an analysis that I'm giving you guys and girls for free in order for you to take a trade setup. So can I get some whys in the chat, some new people as well, not people that are just always following John. I want some new people in here that are saying it, because there's definitely people in here that's new, because this is free money I'm giving out here. Do you understand? It's free money. This is the safer trade, not to trade right now and wait for that low to be broken, the pullback into the FVG, and then look for your trade setup. But let's go into the impulsive trade now. Safe first. Let's go into the high flyers. Yeah. Okay, cool. So right now, let's go here back to let's start on the 4-hour chart. Boom. Okay, so realistically, if you're a high flyer, the first thing you're looking to do right now is you're going to say pretty much, you should have really and truly got in from this candle here. So your entry would have been right here. Hold on a second. Where is it? Short tool. Boom. Your entry would have been here. Your stop loss would be, I like to put my stop loss above the 4-hour lows that created the FVG or the higher low, but you can put your stop loss here. The problem is FVGs like to get cleared quite a lot, so they can just wick you out here. Personally, I don't actually trade with a stop loss, and I'm sure by now everybody's aware of that. I just hold drawdown and I let drawdown do what it does, literally. That's the best way for me to do it. I find that just a bit more flexible for me. I lower my risk and trade with no stop loss. So that way I don't just blow up my account. I can literally hold a trade with no stop loss for 5-6 days and I have no issues. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's all good. So now, anyway, when I'm looking at this is where your first trade setup will be. So you would have entered from here. But if you are impulsive and you want to see if you can catch the news straight away, you'll enter like this. And this is where your first idea of a stop loss will be. Now, your second idea will be from this area here, up here. Now, this is the problems you can have with this news when it does release. They might want to spike price all the way back up into this daily bearish FVG one more time for a sell. What we do have here, I'm going to get rid of this. In fact, I'm going to move this boom quickly. What we do have here is because we have another daily bearish break of structure here, we actually have a daily supply here. So they could be going back into this daily supply and this 4-hour, and this daily supply here as well. So they've got a daily bearish FVG, sorry, my bad. Daily bearish FVG and a daily supply, yeah? Right here at this level here, right up here. So let's just get rid of this quickly. So we got a 4-hour bearish FVG and we got this here. So it's up to you. Aggressive entry is you enter now, you take the sell trade and hope that news comes out negative. Sorry, positive, because we've got the FVG here on the 4-hour. For the safer trader, you wait to see if they break this low and then you find a pullback continuation entry. Yeah. Or you wait for them to spike up back into this area. So again, aggressive traders, they get in straight away for the news release that's happening now. The second entry, sorry, not second, for the safer traders, you go in, wait for it to either go back into the supply, daily bearish FVG area or there. But we can already see it's coming out now and it's starting to buy. So you can see. So let's just pay attention to it. Look at this, people. So you're all seeing this live. That's a daily chart. So that was a move there, boy. That was a move there. Because of the 4-hour. Boom. So you can see now they've got starting to go for the clearance of that. So where your idea is now, you cut out. So they managed to catch people right now. So anyone that tried to sell it, they would have caught you. So let's see what the news got released as, though. If it's negative or positive. Negative, positive. It came out negative, people. So you can see here. So that shows you how I'm working out my fundamental analysis right now. So you can see the news came out negative. So it came out worse than expected. So that's no good for you. So any continuations of sells are not favorable now. So can I get a Y in the chat if everybody understands exactly what I just said there? I literally explained that to you before this had happened. So price action was negative. So we're getting buys. Can I get a Y in the chat, please? So you're all seeing this live. Like I'm telling you, this is a freebie. I was going to do a VIP Zoom call because I've got other stuff to do outside of Forex today. I'm literally going to go do that and then come back, hopefully so, and then do the VIP Zoom calls. But I said, let me come in and let me just do this because I really do want people that are not in VIP or not able to see how my brain thinks and how I view the market. There's a lot of information that you can take on board here. So now I would not be looking for any continuations of gold sales now because it's not safe. But pay attention to this. Again, I'm trying to say it as fast as possible. So we're all managing to catch on point, everything I'm saying, but I'm trying to do it as precise as possible for you guys and girls. So what does John do now? Hold on a second. I just explained to you. It looks like they're going for a liquidity hunt to the highs now. They're going back up. So what do we see here? We see that at 1 o'clock, there's going to be news again, a red folder, USD news. And what would we need this news to be when it releases, this news here? What do we need it to be, guys and girls? One of these two, at this one here and that one there. What direction does it have to be, positive or negative, guys and girls? Let me get in the chat. Come on, let me see you listening to what I'm saying. What does it have to be? Cool. There we go. So that is what you're looking for. You're looking for positive. Literally, that's what you're looking for. Okay. So if you're looking for that, boom, this is the type of action we're looking for. So what I would do personally is let's go back down to the 4-hour chart quickly. Let's just see this. So what you want to pay attention to here, you do not want price action to. So if it breaks 4-hour bullish here, this is already telling you structural wise right here. Boom. If it breaks 4-hour bullish, that tells you that they're placing more buy orders. You can even see from this break that what they're doing now, going from that time, trying to think how it can be for you, what's time in terms of the 4-hour candle closures. Boom, boom, boom. 4-hour candle closures here. Where's the last news? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so pretty much it's not looking the best for continuations of sales this week. It looks like they're going to stop hunt. The reason why I'm saying this is because we've only got 2 more 4-hour candle closures before the market closes for the whole week, and it starts again next week. This looks like it's going to break 4-hour bullish. If it breaks 4-hour bullish, it's going to create another 4-hour bullish FBG here. Now, you don't want to take these type of trade setups because think about the logic of this, guys and girls. What did I tell you earlier? FVGs are fundamental analysis on a technical analysis chart. Do you understand? So this is what you're going to start to see. So anybody that has got into trades, yes, they might be looking at scalp buys right now, but I would personally tell you it's not the safest at the moment. But again, that's each to their own. I didn't tell anybody to take the trade. I'm still looking at the continuation of the sell because I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys and girls with the daily bearish breakup structure as well, how I've taught you before, and how I'm just implementing as well what I teach in the VIP with my what I like to call them turncoat areas, which is my support and resistance. But obviously, news is telling you if you're a news trader, buy gold right now because I explained to you it didn't come out positive, came out negative. But if they create a 4-hour bullish FBG in this area between this candle and the next candle, You're not really going to be able to catch it because this candle will close, boom, next candle will close at 6. Okay, you might be able to. Between now and the end of the market, you'd expect them, if they're going to continue this negative cycle on news, they're going to create an FVG here, bullish on the 4 hour, boom, and then they'll continue. So next week, gold might be deciding to pull back up based on this one FVG they literally created here. If it locks into place with its 4 hour bullish FVG, guys and girls. We know that this is a fundamental shift. We know that we can see a 4 hour bullish break of structure. And if they create a 4 hour FVG here, this can start a pattern to start pulling back up to the highs next week for a trade setup for continuations of buyers on this pair. It might even go on to break a daily bullish break of structure, which is where here. So all it has to do is close above here on a daily chart, and then we can see continuations of buys. So if it closes above here, it creates a 4 hour bullish FVG as well. We can start to see continuations of a buy trade setup. And that will now take away any of the sells that we're seeing before. So we're not looking for that right now. We've got to see how that plays out. I'm not looking to buy it. I'm looking to chill and wait because it doesn't look safe to me. But for anybody that's more of an impulsive trader, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a 4 hour bullish FVG to form. You're looking for price action to pull back into that 4 hour bullish FVG based on the NFP news all coming out negative, which is a strong news release. And you're waiting for price action to pull back to that FVG and then give you a continuation of the move. If it doesn't pull back, leave the trade. Simple. Don't worry about it. But if it does pull back, you're looking at a possible continuation of that move. And that would more than likely go on to close a bullish break of structure, which is here. I'll just pattern it out for everybody. So I'm just trying to give you an analysis so you will see it now. I'm still going to give one anyway, come market open from next week. So not here. I'm just getting my path tool. I go from the bottom of a red candle to the top of the bullish candles, all the way to the bottom here. Boom, boom. Here, here. And if this closes above here, so it's got to close above here, this little, I call these A's and V's. If it closes above there with a bullish candle close on the daily, then we're more than likely shifting back towards the upside. Simple as that. Okay, so so far, everything I've said, I know if you're a beginner, it might be a bit overwhelming for some people, but again, I'm just trying to give you all the information. It's up to the traders if they want to be serious to actually go away and dissect what I've said here, because I'm not going to be doing these free Zooms all the time. But I said it's NFP, so let's jump on. So everything I've said so far, is it at least in a basic format, just a basic level of it, is it okay to understand? Let me know, people. Let me know. Let me know. And please, that's everybody that's not already a VIP user. I know the VIPs, they're on job. All of my VIPs are on job, and I love it. Thank you very much, people. They're on job. They're not playing. I don't even have to tell them half of this stuff. They're just ready for action. They're ready. The monthly users. Cool, cool, cool. All right then. So now, anyway, when we go back to what am I looking at here? Boom. Let's go here quickly. So yeah, for me right now, gold isn't safe. I would say your safest bet if you're going to look for trade sells setups is from here. But if it breaks 4 hour bullish, I would definitely suggest, because the 4 hour daily break of structures here is already telling you that this is a 50-50 trade. It's either going to break the daily low here or the daily high, the daily lows here for bearish breaks, by the way. It'll be the bearish candle, not the bullish candle. So if it goes and closes bearish below here, look for continuations of sells, definitely. But if it now breaks and goes above here, again, just so you can see the levels. If it breaks and goes above here, which is 2328, then you're definitely looking for continuations of buys. You delete all of the supplies, not the bearish FVG. You don't have to get rid of that, but the supply level, you get rid of it, and then you start putting demand levels there. Now, now I'm going to show you another thing. So we go here, Dixie. Yeah. We go to Yep, Dixie's melting. I was about to say that. So Dixie's obviously melting. Sorry, give me 1 second, people. 1 second. Okay, so here, so now we can see Dixie is actually rejecting and actually starting to go lower. So what will happen, just so people know, if Dixie's selling, gold is buying. And if Dixie is buying, gold is selling. So right now we can see that Dixie is not holding weight in this whole situation, and it's actually deciding to start going lower. And where your telltale sign, pay attention to this, people, because I'm starting to look more into, again, and people in my VIP service have seen this. I'm looking into currency indexes to see how they're behaving in a certain way before price has done something. Kind of gives you a little forecast on the future. This is what I'm starting to see. So you can see here, boom, here on Dixie, not here, sorry, I keep going for lows. Here, there was a daily bearish break of structure, boom, before. So if gold actually does start buying, so this FEG has now obviously been taken out of the game. If gold actually starts buying because you're seeing Dixie lower, they gave you a telltale sign before. Hear me out. Before gold actually started buying, Dixie told you they're probably putting in sell orders on gold right now. Do you understand? It gave you that idea from yesterday. And then now look at the candle that was happening here. So if we go back over to gold now, yeah, USD, boom, go back over to it. Now, if we actually start to see sell trades and we start to see, sorry, not sell trades, buy trades, and we start to see orders being placed with news being negative for the continuation of any of these news events, Dixie was already showing you what these people were going to place beforehand. So again, just so people can understand in the chat, um, sorry, just so I know people are understanding, do you get my point of view of what I've just shown you there with Dixie? Dixie is actually giving you sometimes a hindsight before. Do you understand what the majors are doing and what gold is doing? We all love gold, and that's what it's doing. So before you trade any major or you trade gold, make sure you actually look at Dixie because it's the dollar index, the USD dollar index, and it's very important to actually pay attention to that thing, especially when you're trading majors, because we all know the majors shift the market when it comes to currency pairs more than other pairs. You get so yeah, that's something very, very important. I think it's very strong information for you to look at. Let's go see what NAS is doing because I want to know what that's doing with or US 30. I want to know what that's doing with the dollar index. Dow Jones, yes, buying. So there you go. Again, look at that, people. I want you to all pay attention. This is US 30. And what do we see the thingy doing? What do we see Dixie doing, people? What do we see Dixie doing, people? Come on, guys and girls. What do we see it? Come on, let me get some questions, some answers in here. What is Dixie doing right now? So there you go. That's another piece of free information here if you didn't already know that. So you can obviously see that the dollar index is obviously doing something towards what the indexes are doing. So we're seeing the dollar index selling and we're seeing what? Dow Jones buying. You understand? And you had the idea of that before what? Look, this was even perfect for you here. Dow Jones broke daily bullish. Yeah, boom. Cool. You had Dixie that broke daily bearish the day before. Dow Jones broke daily bullish. What did it do? When it broke daily bullish here, Dow Jones, it even created an FVG here as well for you. Boom. Like, bro, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is like I'm telling you, people get yourself into the monthly mentorship anyway. You will see the process of what I'm doing. There's more to it, I'm telling you, but you can see what I'm saying. If you follow the process, this thing happens. And what I'm starting to tell the VIPs as well, there's no way you can't be consistently profitable. I'm not saying that this is some super golden strategy that's going to change your whole life. Yeah, but I do think it's very simple to follow and it's very consistent over a period of time. And if you start to couple it with other things, like why I showed you Dixie, and I'm showing you fundamental analysis as well, you start to get something that's very solid for you. There's even more fundamental analysis based on the commitment of traders report as well, and how I explain how people can trade that as well. But there you go. It just shows you. If you pay attention to Dixie, you probably know what the indexes are doing as well, people. You had a daily break of structure bearish on Dixie. You had a daily break of structure bullish on US 30. Price action obviously shifted to create its FVG. So this is what gold can look like. Pay attention. This is what gold can look like if it breaks daily structure next week, creates its FVG, pulls back, continues to move. Do you get it, people? Yeah. Let me know. Let me get a Y in the chat if you see this. So this is literally what gold can look like next week. If it continues to buy, it more than likely is going to look exactly like this picture over here that you can see. Let's just change this to hit this for the sake of the video. I can't assume everybody understands my English sometimes. So for the sake of the video, this is exactly what gold will look like next week if it continues to buy. Nobody has an excuse. If this pattern happens next week, nobody has an excuse not to catch a gold trade, even if I don't call it out and they've seen this video. Yeah. Literally. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to have one last view on gold. And then after that, we're going to cut it as that. I think everybody's got an understanding of what I've pretty much said gold can do. USD. Oh, and there we go. So gold is refusing to actually continue to buy. But what do we know that is here? Well, I'll tell you from the beginning, they can spike up gold. And this is where it is. But for me, I would not trade gold unless it breaks the low I told you before. But this is the play they're doing now. Because news came out negative and we saw it buying, I definitely wouldn't touch gold. Like again, for the impulsive traders, completely up to you what you decide to do as your kettle of fish, completely up to you. But there is a 4-hour bearish FVG here, which you can clearly see price action went to go clear all of it, and it seems to be holding. The reason why the impulsive traders have an issue here, because this is where people are like, it's gold buying, it's gold selling. I've just given you a full clear analysis of what to do, so you can just chill. But again, when you're one of the people that are trying to now get in, get out, get in, okay, that's up to you. But it could just buy back up again with more negative news coming the next news release. And then what? Like, there's no need to just overdo it. Just wait for one of the things. You either look for the sell when it gets into this area, or you just wait for it to break the low that I told you here, and then catch the next pullback entry to the FVG and sell. Like, it's that simple, and it will either work or it won't. But in terms of knowing what to do, it's very simple. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you guys and girls? Why fight to understand what NFP is doing here when we can clearly see price action is in the middle? See, we want it to either go up and sell, or we want it to break through, pull back and sell. Why are we trading in the middle? Like, why? It doesn't make sense, does it? Can I get some reactions in the chat, please, just so I know? We all good, people? Let me know I'm still here. Can you still hear me? Yep. Cool. So I'm not trading. NFP didn't give me. It's simple confluences. For me, this is literally what I trade. I either wait for price to pull back to an area, find a sell, or I wait for price to break through an area, pull back, and then sell. Simple. Don't trade in the middle. You got to stop doing that. Too many people will gas you up. And gas you up means like they will try and edge you on, basically, to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've probably seen about 50 different gold groups now. Buy gold, sell gold. They've probably all done that rubbish. But I'm just like, nah, man, just wait for it to go up here and then sell it, or wait for it to break through that daily low and then wait for it to pull back. It's going to pull back to an FEG and it's going to sell people. It's going to sell more than likely. Do you understand? And even if it doesn't work, it's not going to fail every time. It's going to win more than it doesn't. I keep trying to tell people this. It's got to be chilled. Literally, the next news can come out negative and this thing flies up. So anyone that tries to sell it now, boom, they're done for. They're just liquidated. So yeah, for me, NFP didn't show me anything great with gold. To be fair, it did more in the index, little buy up it did than anything else, which is US 30. But yeah, gold didn't show me anything. So what do you do in this time? What would you do in this time, guys and girls, that gold didn't show you anything? What would you do? Let me know in the chat. What would you do right now? Make notes. That's a good one. Make notes. That's it, literally. Like, it's not showing you anything else, gold. You don't know. Like, it's gonna look like it's selling, but it can literally spike up. That's literally it. Wait for the zones. It's either wait for it to break daily bearish structure. Where it go like a prayer. Or wait for it to pull back to the daily bearish FVG or the daily supply and then start looking for sell possible setups. But if it pulls back to the daily supply or daily bearish FVG up here, I just want to make sure it's clear before I log off. Yeah. Clear as day for everyone. If it pulls back up to this area here and it goes daily bullish by breaking this gray candle's high or whatever color your one is, if it breaks this daily high and pulls back here, don't sell it. Do not sell it. But if it does, Yeah. What was I going to say? Boom. But if it goes up to this level and it doesn't break structure, maybe it just wicks up and then pulls back round, creates a 4 hour break of structure here, then start to look for your sell continuations, literally. But because there's a daily break of structure bullish here, don't just sell it as soon as it gets there, because your problem is you don't know if they want to close daily bullish or not. And if they do, now you're stuck in a sell trade on that day where you haven't waited to see if they're going to close daily bearish or not, or reverse price action. Remember, a daily break of structure is a fundamental shift in the market. And for them to break daily structure, that means they literally sat in a boardroom somewhere, wherever they're doing, and they made a big decision. Daily breaker structures are not small, and that's why I've been teaching you guys ago about it from last year. Do you understand? They're very big people, daily breaks of structure. So pay attention to them, because they can really make or break your trade. I was in GBP CAD this week and it was a loser. And from when it broke daily structure, it just brought up for like another 2 days. Like, and I had to hold it. It eventually did come back down to, I lost 1% in that trade, and it happens. But this is what can happen to you. Daily breaker structures are big. You can't play around with them when they happen. Don't think that it's a plaything, and it's not. It's serious. So yeah, wait now. So next week we're literally waiting for price action. I would say the safe for gold sells is when it decides to break this low here. I'll mark it out properly. My bad. Yeah, boom. This is one, but I still got other things I want to mark out. But once I do those, I'll do them on the chart. But for now, this is what we're looking at. And don't worry, again, by Sunday, market open on Monday, I'll give out another chart. Yeah, I know GBP Cat's probably going to sell next week. I see it. I see what they're doing. Oh, there's a lot of GBP news next week as well. But yeah, guys and girls, yeah, I just didn't want to. It's better sometimes to just take the loss, like we've always said to ourselves. Book, it's better in it, mate. Just take the loss, man, and walk away, because we know how much it works. So it's not worth the headache, bro. And it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress. So between all the accounts, I was negative. It was 2% at one point, 2 point, probably 2.2. So I was negative over $100,000 negative holding with no stop losses, people. $100,000 at one point negative. And I'm telling you, it's serious. It's a serious game. It's a serious game out here, mate. So, but yeah, that's what happens, you know. It's cool. And I don't sweat. Imagine, I literally was not even near my laptop to be able to close these trades, but I can watch them because I can see one account on my phone or anything like that. So obviously, if one account's 1% negative or 2%, I know that all of them are, obviously. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Um, but yeah, I was negative 100K at one point, just so you know. But it's cool because obviously I go positive 100K, 150K sometimes. It depends. Obviously, that's the account sizes that are there now. But yeah, that's how it goes, people. Or even if it's 50K, but that's what we do. So imagine when I lost the 3.2% at last year November. That was the last biggest hit I had. But obviously, you saw I got that all of that back plus more. Um, yeah, that was like, what was that, 3 million? Yeah, that was about 100K, 120K loss at that point. So this is what happens, people, when you start getting into the big leagues. You start, I remember I'm doing this with no stop loss as well. But that's how confident I am in what I'm teaching you, is what I'm trying to tell you. And if you're ever shocked, just hit me up. Or you're ever curious about it, sorry, not shocked. If you're ever curious, then all you got to do is message me, hit me up, and get into the mentorship monthly. It's £50, which is like $65. Like, from the first month you're in there, you're gonna be like, I don't understand why I haven't joined this thing before. Like, it just makes sense. You're gonna get more of these type of Zoom calls, and I explain exactly what you're looking for. And once you see it happening, you will laugh. I'm telling you, just be like, what the hell? Was it this simple? And it seems very simple, but it took me years. I keep telling you, people, to go through one part of it and see the consistency with it. It took me years to get to that point. Just looking at break of structures for 6 months, looking at da 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 for 6 months, looking at my whole thing I told you this year was fundamental analysis, and that's why I went back to FVGs now. And you see me posting them on the chart. Everything I tell you guys and girls is for a reason. It's why the next update on Neo is going to have multi-time frame FVGs. Do you understand? And stuff like that, because I've seen that they're showing me fundamental analysis, which is exactly what I was looking into at the start of this year, which I told everybody. So there we go, people. I'm going to leave it like that. So gold is a no-go for me. Nothing to do here. I'm waiting to see if it wants to go up or if it wants to go down. I'd rather just see what Friday plays out with, and we'll look for trades from Monday. But I'll tell you, anybody that gets into gold now, they're just going to get whipsawed. So good luck to you. See if you scalp quickly and get out, or you just wait. Obviously, it's not the end of the day yet, but I'm just saying, I personally, for me, I would wait because I don't trust it. You're basing it on what these news releases are doing here. And one could be positive, one could be negative. So it look like it's going to sell, then the next one could be positive, and then sorry, it looks like it might buy, and then it might reverse it, and then yeah, I'll just leave it. It's not clear. You're trading in the middle. Just leave it. That's what I would suggest. Like save your money. I already made money on gold this week and everything. So yeah, the trade was very clear. Pulled back here. You can see how clear this one was again. Just before I cut off, look, very clear. Pulled back into here. This is the same type of pullback I'm talking about. Told everybody for free in the group, look for your sold trades because we've got all of this resistance and orders of sells from FVGs. And then by Tuesday, this was like, there you go. You get it? So yeah, we'll leave it there. All right, people, I'm going to cut this off here. Yeah, just message me if you need me. Okay. And thank you for your time. It was absolute pleasure. Yeah. Take care.